I feel like oftentimes when I'm scrolling on social media, I see these influencers and they are clearly being paid to promote these products. And the people in the comments, they're often like, oh, wow, I should definitely get this. Wow, I never knew I needed this.
Once you see like one video of it and like you engage with it, your algorithm will keep showing you videos and you're just going to keep feeding into it. Originally, as a class, we were just going to do like a clothing exchange between the outdoor leadership classes. But then Shirley and I suggested like the idea of a thrift shop event for like the entire school because we thought that way like we could spread more awareness about environmental issues through that and let people get rid of like the stigma of thrifting and secondhand items.
We stumbled across you guys because we feel like you guys had these values where like you advocated a lot for the environment in like local areas and like you encourage a lot of people to like connect more with outdoors, like touch grass more and kind of like educate yourselves more on the impact that you have. And we really like we liked those ideologies. We chose you guys because of that. And compared to like these like bigger foundations or like organizations in Canada, we found that you guys would probably benefit a lot more from our funds.
Something that I really appreciated about the Sierra Club was that you guys do encourage, like what Shirley said, you guys encourage people to go outside more. And I just think that's a great idea for people. I think that's the best way people can gain more awareness about the environment because I feel like online you hear so much stuff, but it's like different when you actually get to experience it and you're outside in the nature. Yeah, I feel like that's something that separated you guys from other organizations.
Welcome to another episode of the Environment in Canada podcast, a podcast about the environment in Canada by Sierra Club Canada. I'm Connor Curtis, Head of Communications with Sierra Club Canada, and I'm not your host for today. Today's host is Taylor, but I did just want to do a quick introduction to the podcast. Haley and Shirley are joining Taylor for a discussion about a thrift shop fundraiser that they actually did for us at Sierra Club Canada recently to help fundraise for us, which was really awesome. But it's also a conversation that's going to talk about some different things from consumerism to the impacts of social media and particularly how youth are approaching social media. And Haley and Shirley are both students who did this fundraiser at their school. So anyway, without further ado, we hope you enjoy the podcast.
Well, welcome, Haley. Welcome, Shirley, to the Environment in Canada podcast. I am guest hosting today, I guess. So to introduce myself, my name is Taylor Farrugia. I'm the development manager at Sierra Club Canada. So basically that means I manage all of the fundraising efforts here. And that means I wear a few different hats. I do a lot of communications work, including this podcast. Actually, I would say this is like the comm side of things. I do a lot of work in graphic design. I talk to donors on the phone and through email, and I run fundraising campaigns. I actually think we're coming up on my 2-year anniversary, which is pretty cool. Wow. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, time flies, man. It's crazy. So yeah, I've been the development manager, I think just about 10 months. So I used to be the development officer. So just working kind of in a different capacity. And now I'm the development manager. Yeah, some more background on me. I grew up in Aurelia. I've been interested in conservation and exploring and enjoying the outdoors for a long time. I would say like my love for the environment probably started when I was a kid. I used to go to like sleepaway camp. And it was like very rustic, very rural, like no like electricity in the cabins, no phones back then. Just us, a bunch of girls in bunk beds, like going kayaking and canoeing. And yeah, it was just a really like formative time, I think, for me. Yeah, and now I'm here. I went to the University of Guelph. I studied environmental management, and yeah, kind of continue to grow my enjoyment and love for the environment through my schooling. It was kind of like a half business, half science degree, which I really liked. I worked for another social enterprise called Random Acts of Green. I was the partnerships and sales manager. And then now I've transitioned to nonprofit fundraising. So yeah, that's kind of my journey in a nutshell. And, the reason we're here today on this podcast is because in December, we run our year-end fundraising campaign, which is our biggest fundraising campaign of the year. It's our most crucial time, actually, in terms of fundraising. Like it's really make or break in December. And a donation came along. I saw it in our database and I was like, this is very interesting. And I looked at it and it was a donation from the proceeds of a thrift shop from your classroom. So yeah, I'd love if you guys could introduce yourself and maybe tell us a little bit more about how the thrift shop idea kind of came to be.
Yeah, so to start it off, like my name's Haley.
And I'm Shirley.
Yeah, and we're both grade 12 students at Berwick Secondary School, and we're part of our school's outdoor leadership class, where we led a student initiative event and raised over $500 for the Sienna Club Foundation. So the idea of the thrift shop originally as a class, we were just going to do like a clothing exchange between the outdoor leadership classes. But then Shirley and I suggested like the idea of a thrift shop event for like the entire school, because we thought that way like we could spread more awareness about environmental issues through that and let people get rid of like the stigma of thrifting and secondhand items, because I feel like a lot of people do kind of look down on that, and of thrifting together. We've gone thrifting together. So it's like we just thought it would be a great idea to like share it with the whole school.
Yeah, basically just came to us like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, that's great. Like sometimes the best ideas do just kind of come to you. So, why did you choose Sierra Club Canada? I think would be like my next question. Just because we are like, there's definitely some brand awareness with our name and stuff. But I feel like there are a lot of really great other environmental nonprofits that do work like specifically just in Ontario, but all across Canada. So like, how did you guys connect with us? And why did you choose us to donate to?
Well, when we were researching like the types of like foundations, like nonprofit organizations that we could donate to, we stumbled across you guys because we feel like you guys had these values where like you advocated a lot for the environment in like local areas, and like you encourage a lot of people to like connect more with outdoors, like touch grass more and kind of like educate yourselves more on the impact that you have. And we really like we liked those ideologies. We chose you guys because of that. And compared to like these like bigger foundations or like organizations in Canada, we found that you guys would probably benefit a lot more from our funds.
Something that I really appreciated about the Sierra Club was that you guys do encourage, like what Shirley said, you guys encourage people to go outside more. And I just think that's a great idea for people. I think that's the best way people can gain more awareness about the environment, because I feel like online you hear so much stuff, but it's like different when you actually get to experience it and you're outside in the nature. Yeah, I feel like that's something that separated you guys from other organizations. Yeah, I feel like it's just great to get like local people. It's easier to get these smaller activities. It's easier for like the local people to participate in those activities rather than large scale events. And it's not like anything too extravagant like the events you guys host. So I think it's just like a really great idea. And I just think that like donating to the nonprofit that you guys have, it aligns best with us, and it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks, guys. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think that's kind of a big part of Sierra Club Canada is when you get out and explore and enjoy nature, you are more likely to protect it. Don't take my word for it. There are scientific studies that like literally prove that fact. It's like when you're able to fully immerse yourself in nature and you see all of the benefits, not just that like it has to the human world, but like the intrinsic benefits, like benefits within nature itself. I think yeah, it just encourages people to like get outside more and really want to protect the natural world. And yeah, that's kind of what we're all about. So yeah, we really appreciate it. Like I said earlier, yeah, year-end fundraising is like the craziest time of the year.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that donation, like I immediately shared it with my whole team. And I was like, guys, look at this. Like it was such a unique thing and such a cool donation. And we are all very appreciative on our end, obviously. So I'm glad that you guys chose us. And it's always good to hear how we get found on these issues too. I'll have to tell Connor that like Google ranking is doing well for us. If we came up at the top, that's fantastic. Oh. I wanted to ask you guys, what did you learn like during the thrift shop? Like, was there anything that was unexpected that you kind of learned while doing it? Or was there anything unexpected you learned like when you were researching us or researching other nonprofits? Like, did you learn anything from that process?
Like the business aspect of it, like trying to promote our thrift shop and like trying to get our family and friends to like help us get more clothing items. I feel like we learned a lot more about how much of like a big impact that we have on the environment, like even though we don't think we do. For example, like we often buy things that we see like on TikTok without really thinking about it, and oftentimes it just leads up to like a lot of overconsumption on these things. So like sometimes I'll see the new like lip gloss that launched on TikTok and I'm like, wow, that looks so amazing, and I just want to buy it. But then I realize that I already have like multiple of them at home, so why would I need to buy more and keep on like overspending and over consuming all of these things? It just made me more mindful of how often we fall for these things and how we should be more aware of what kind of impact that we have.
Yeah, something about me, I feel like I'm so quick to just buy things and like I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I never actually consider the impact that my actions do have because I feel like in the moment I'm just like, oh, that's really nice. It really does build up over time. And then it's like I'm left with so many things that I don't actually use or need. And it's just like I end up just throwing it away. And like, where does it go after? Back to the planet. So it's like, it's truly just like very not great for our environment. And yeah, I do think it's really important to be more mindful of like the actions that we do have and like the impact that we do create. Because I feel like for me, it's like, oh, like what could another like product, like how could that harm anything? Is just something so small. But then if everyone has the same type of mindset, it creates a large impact. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. When you think about the life cycle of your things, and it's true, collective action and individual action is super important. But if we start to get really selfish and we start to think, well, why do I have to be the one to make a change? That's when we get into these really horrible mindsets that affect the environment negatively. So it's great to see that you guys are like already starting to think about this in a bigger context and already starting to have these questions. And yeah, I love that. I think we'll start with negative and then a positive. What are your main worries for the future? And then we're going to switch to talk about our hopes. But let's start with the negative first. We'll start with the lows. What are your worries for the future?
Our personal worries is that people are still going to fall for these like gimmicks that they see on social media, and they're going to continue to like overspend and spend a lot of these things because oftentimes some people don't think about the impact that they really have on the environment. And I feel like we should, I guess, be more aware and mindful of our spending habits.
Like I was talking about earlier, it's so hard to get out of that mindset because even myself, like I never considered it. Like I did think of it, but I didn't really take it to heart really until I was actually put in a position where I had to experience and witness everything that my actions have on the environment. I am worried about other people as well. It's because I feel like a lot of people do also have the same mindset as me. And I feel like recently overconsumption has become a trend. So it's just getting a good amount of people to get rid of all those habits and mindsets. I do feel like it's going to require a lot of work. And I'm worried if like we keep continuing how much impact this will truly have on the environment.
Yeah, I feel like especially social media too. When you see it on social media, you think like, oh, everybody must be doing that, right? Like everybody must be interested in that. You see like the number of likes and the number of comments, and you're like, well, if they want it and they have it and they need it, then like I must want it, I must need it, I must have it. So I'm curious to know because you guys are a little bit younger than me. Like, how do you view social media? I know that's a really, and I'm going off script here. Hopefully that's okay. But I just wanted to chat a little bit now that we're kind of talking about social media. Like, obviously, we engage with social media, we have social media platforms, and I think social media can be a really great tool for connection, for education, especially. Like, I definitely have been exposed to things that I probably would not have been able to read about if I didn't have social media. But on the same side, I think obviously there's a really dark side of social media. And I think it's interesting to see like where where will social media be even in 5, 10 years, right? Like, what will it look like? Will it all be bots? Will there be no more humans on social media? Do you guys like, are you concerned about the future of social media? Do you kind of see like some light at the end of the tunnel with it? Like, how do you guys feel about it?
I feel like oftentimes when I'm scrolling on social media, I see these influencers and they're clearly being paid to promote these products. And the people in the comments, they're often like, oh, wow, I should definitely get this. Wow, I never knew I needed this. But in reality, off of like, I guess, your views and like being influenced by their content. And I feel like that really tricks people into thinking like that they need all these things, which also leads to the overconsumption, stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, I think social media can be really good and really bad at the same time. It's like what Shirley was saying, like once you see like one video of it and like you engage with it, your algorithm will keep showing you videos and you're just going to keep feeding into it. I feel like it can be hard. Like once you're in that position, it's hard to see good videos about like the environment. It's just like I don't know how to really say it, but it's like once you're in that position, it's hard to get out of. Yeah, because social media, it's more about just promoting, getting content that you want to see. It doesn't really like they don't really care about like the actual like impact that of the videos that you do see. Even myself, I honestly don't really see like environmental videos on my page or anything. I just see like a lot of like consumerism videos, like brand new haul, like $500. And I'm just like, wow, I low key wish that were me. But then at the same time, after this like whole event thing, it's like I'm becoming more mindful of my actions. I feel like a lot of other people aren't in the same position as I am. So I feel like the impact of social media, it'll just keep getting more and more intense. And it's like, I'm not really good at like predicting anything or like anything. It's like I really don't know what will happen, but I feel like it's just going to keep getting more and more intense from here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So we'll switch we'll switch to more positive things. We're getting
Okay.
into some of the things
Yeah.
society's starting to struggle with here. What gives you hope for the future?
Bringing secondhand thrifting more awareness and like making that trendy in a sense where more people are going to think that secondhand thrifting is more better contribution to the environment and stuff like that through like our efforts to like make the thrift shop. We hope that people are more encouraged to just go out to like these local thrift stores and just buy from them instead of like places like H&M or stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, even though before I was a little condescending, I do think that thrifting will become more popular because I feel like now trends, like we've kind of been going like back in time in a way. It's like Y2K has been popular, low rise, like jeans or whatever pants have been popular. It's like I feel like we're bringing back a lot of like the old trends. So I hope in that way thrifting can become even more popular. I know it is like a big thing right now, but I hope social media is able to promote that more. And also because our thrift event was very successful, I do think our school will continue with the event in the later years. So I hope through that it's like students like Shirley and I will also gain more insight on the environment and the impact that we can make. And it's like I never would have thought we could raise like over $500 for a nonprofit, you know? So I really do think that this event that we kind of created or like brain kind of created, I do think this will be very beneficial and for like the younger years. And so
Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely, like you'll inspire some of the younger classes to
Yeah.
start maybe like continue the thrift shop, but other environmental initiatives at the school as well. So that's great. Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much, you guys. I think the only other thing I wanted to ask was, do you guys just have any questions for me? Like, do you have any questions about working for an environmental nonprofit? Oof, losing my words here. Or do you have any questions about like working in fundraising or any?
Have you guys been like organizing any like future like fundraising events as of like right now?
Yeah, we are doing a few fundraising events and campaigns coming up. An environmental campaign will be for Earth Day. So we'll be doing a whole campaign. I don't have the specifics yet, but we'll be doing a campaign for Earth Day and Earth Month. Like it's a really great time of year to inspire people because people, yeah, think about environmental action during the month of April. And then otherwise, like we might have a few events in the pipeline. Don't have it all figured out yet. But our big ones, like the campaigns where we send out a ton of emails and we post on social media, is during April. And then we do our stuff for year end, which takes place November through December.
Pretty cool. Yeah. I'm kind of excited to see like where it ends up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you guys should follow us on social media.
Oh yeah, we will. We will.
Good, nice. Yeah, or subscribe to the newsletter. I always like to we'll feature you guys in the newsletter, but I always like to shout out the newsletter. It talks a lot about just like the environmental news in Canada, so it's like kind of a good place to get a handle on what's going on and what's happening, and just also in the context of Sierra Club Canada, like what kind of programs and campaigns we're running on the ground. So yeah, if you're not subscribed to the newsletter, you could do that. I could add you guys.
Of course.
But again, I really just wanted to say thank you for coming on the podcast with me. I had a lovely time with you guys. And yeah, you guys are an inspiration. Like, I really loved that. This is the first time that Thrift Shop has been run. So that is super cool. And I know that it'll continue to inspire your fellow classmates and potentially other people in their school. Like you're never too young and you're never like too old to make a change, right? Like, I think that's a silly excuse to use your age and say, I can't do anything to help the environment, because I think all of us have a role to play, and I love that it played out through your thrift shop. So that was great.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Take care, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.
And also, just before we end today, I heard a couple of things in the interview that I figured I would just jump in and talk about from the side of actually working myself in communications and public relations. Because number one, retargeting is a thing on social media. A lot of companies do this thing where if you watch a bit of their video, they actually know and have specific ways to retarget the person who watched that video with more videos of the same content, or people who watch similar videos with their video, right? So if you see something and if you engage with it, it is very likely that people are very purposely trying to show you more of that same content. And that can be positive potentially, but it can also be really negative depending upon what the content is. The other thing is all the likes and reactions and people commenting under a post. To really totally agree with the people in the interview. Don't treat that like that's real. In fact, in public relations, we're taught specifically to treat that as not an example of public opinion, because it doesn't actually reflect public opinion. It can be bots. It can be people who are really engaged with that issue. So it kind of throws off the bias. So you see more people liking a post than actually would normally like it. But more fundamentally, all the likes on social media is a lot about what people want you to think is popular, not what actually is. And one of the best ways to break through that is to actually get outside, go talk to other people, chat to other people in person, have conversations that aren't online. One of the most valuable things you can do. So anyway, just a couple of thoughts there I was going to throw in at the end, because as a comms person, I deal with this all the time, and I always wish people knew more about the kind of behind the scenes stuff that's happening, because I think that really helps to explain social media. Before we end today, just a reminder that you can take action on environmental issues by visiting sierraclub.ca. We have tons of petitions, other actions and events, and regular news updates you can sign up for on the homepage. You can also find Sierra Club Canada on social media, although you should get outdoors and into nature as well. And you can listen to the Environment in Canada podcast on the Harbinger Media Network, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. This podcast also airs on CKUT Broadcast Radio in Montreal, 90.3 FM bi-weekly on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget to click follow or subscribe so you get the latest episodes from us. Thanks again for listening.